I arrived in Ubud yesterday and I did feel a little bit out of place, I gotta say. I did feel pretty lost. You're lonely now, you need to go back to your comfort zone, maybe you should go back to Sweden. So we're haunted by this sensation of unease, of unsatisfactoriness. So for me it's been very important to keep letting go and keep surrendering the need to become a somebody. That's the next goal on this journey, to be able to find that. So I arrived here yesterday. It's a pretty good spot, I gotta tell you, it's a pretty good spot. I arrived in Ubud yesterday and I did feel a little bit out of place, I gotta say. I did feel pretty lost. It was a big step out of my comfort zone and it's the first time I felt that way in a long time. But now waking up here, seeing all the sceneries here and the pool, and it is amazing. The energy is absolutely amazing here. And I had the best meditation this morning. But yesterday, coming into a new place, so many people everywhere, so much traffic, and in the middle of, it's so packed, so many people, right? So I definitely felt out of place here at first. But there's a good thing that we can do when we feel out of place, and something that I've been diving a lot deeper into in my meditations now, and that is to fully surrender your need for control. To do that as much as you can, to lean into that fear. What would it feel like to never be in control ever again? That is the sensation that you want to lean into, and that's what I've been doing over the last year, I would say, to let go of control, to realize that I'm never really in control ever. And with this sensation that when we surrender this, we find something very beautiful, we find peace there. And it's something that I'm going to keep practicing forever. This surrendering aspect, surrendering the need to be in control all the time, surrendering the need to make everything look perfect or be perfect, or surrendering the need to become something or become a somebody, or to be like the puppet master of reality. Everything has to go according to my plan, and if it doesn't, then I'm gonna be upset and I'm gonna let the world know. So when I lean into this surrender aspect more and more, I find home. No matter where I'm at, I can be in Africa or in South America or in Asia, in Ubud, and I can feel uncomfortable, I can feel like I'm way outside my comfort zone. But in this surrender aspect, practicing this surrender, the need for control is a game changer. And it's changing my life and how I operate and how I see the world. It's been a good start to the day. Welcome to my tiny abode. Not tiny. I got everything I need. I got a fridge. Never mind the mess. I always do this when I come to new places. Things everywhere. Got my computer set up, bit of an office for the coaching that I do. The Wi-Fi here is awesome, so I'm very grateful for that. Got a good bed. Don't really need much more than this. Got the bathroom here. Oh, this is pretty cool. It's got like a stone sort of wall there in the shower. And it's open, you can see out here. And it's got a wardrobe inside the bathroom. That's pretty cool. So my goal here with Bali and Ubud is to just deepen my understanding of myself, deepen the understanding of the self, the I. And it's definitely working, because I haven't felt out of place like I did yesterday in a long time. It wasn't unbearable or anything. I wasn't like having any anxiety or anything like that. I just felt out of my comfort zone. A culture shock, I would say. Like going in the car up here, yeah, the traffic is absolutely crazy. Coming from Sweden and then being in Australia. I mean, Sweden and Australia, they're pretty much the same, right? But here it's totally different. But everyone is so polite. Like the host that I'm living with, I'm staying at an Airbnb, by the way. And the host that I'm living with and the couple, they're so happy and they're so welcoming, and I feel at home straight away. It's like, it's amazing. But it's also very interesting to see this side in myself come out again, like being outside my comfort zone. Even though I feel like I have developed this sense of everything will always be fine, and I know that, the ego will always play tricks on us. The ego will always tell us that we are lonely, and it will always create worst case scenario thoughts in our mind every time we're outside of our comfort zone. That's just how the ego operates. And even though I've learned to listen to it and not sort of I've learned to acknowledge it but not listen to it. I'm not identified with it. I realize that it's just the ego going crazy because I do step out of my comfort zone, and I do that a lot. I know that, but it's still gonna arise, and it will think thoughts such as, you're lonely now, you need to go back to your comfort zone, maybe you should go back to Sweden, you know, all these things. And this is what I want. I want this to happen to me so that I can just deepen my understanding of myself and keep falling back into the true me, the me that is watching this take place inside of my head. I know that I'm not the one thinking these thoughts. I'm the one observing these thoughts taking place. So I'm very grateful for every experience that I get to have here. And this is just the second day. I arrived yesterday. And I'm extremely curious and intrigued to keep exploring Ubud. So I think I have no idea what's going to come out of this trip to Bali or for how long I'll stay, but I know that it's going to be like the best thing I've ever done. It's already changing how I look at the world, visiting Asia and noticing the culture in Asia compared to Australia or Sweden. So yeah, it's going to be a good time. So surrendering the need for control here, like I said before, surrendering the need for control, because if we feel like we need to be in control all the time, then we would think that these thoughts, you're going to end up alone and starve to death or whatever. These worst case scenario thoughts, when the ego tells us these things, if we can surrender control there, we'll realize that, oh, I don't need to do anything. I have everything I need, and I'm fine as I am. It's fine if I feel a little bit out of place. It's fine if I feel lost. I mean, I'm at a completely new place. I don't know anybody, and I'm on my own, right? It's totally fine to feel out of place. And this is where courage comes into play as well. Courage to face that fear. Courage to just sit with that fear. To realize that I am not the fear. I feel the fear. I notice the fear in my body, but I am not it. I am something deeper. I am that which is recognizing the fear. Yeah. I'm looking forward to sharing more of the journey here. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. So they have like places like these everywhere. I'm just out exploring the city right now, and it's pretty chaotic, I gotta say. Pretty chaotic. No sidewalks, traffic everywhere, mopeds everywhere. People are going absolutely everywhere all the time. But for some reason now it seems to be really calm outside. I'm trying to navigate, I'm trying to find my way. I'm gonna find a place to eat some brekkie at, because I'm getting hungry. And I might have a massage too. It's about 10 Aussie dollars for a massage here, for an hour. Which is pretty good. There are things to see absolutely everywhere. Like temples everywhere that I just want to go in and explore. The only downside I've found so far is that it's very hard to find a proper gym, so my training routine is out of whack at the moment, which is unfortunate because it's such a massive part of my own well-being. So I guess I just have to do a little bit of home workouts. The gyms I've found are like not very good. The equipment is like, it's very old. Alright, time to find myself a nice place to eat. So I did find myself a place here, but I don't normally eat French fries and takeout, but for some reason I haven't had a good burger in a long time and I'm really feeling a good burger. So I ordered myself a double cheeseburger with some onion rings and some French fries. It's cool to explore the city. Do I want to stay in Ubud for a long time? I'm not sure yet. The place where I live is awesome. It's very quiet, it's peaceful. I can be there for a while, I think. But the city, it's very crowded. There's a lot of people. So yeah, we'll see. I do have another place in mind which is called Nusa Penida, Nusa Lembongan, Nusa Penida, or I think it's the same island, just different places, different spots on the same island. And that looks amazing. So I'm keen to check that out. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy a burger. Now, I'm not typically a advocate for fast food, but this looks pretty delicious, and I'm gonna try it right now. It's good. It's very good. Not bad. What we want to do is to connect the dots here, because the revelation I had around money was when I had that, it was like everything was tied into that. We might be seeking respect from people, that subconsciously seeking respect from people that is tied to that, you know, and money has a lot to do with respect for a lot of people. We subconsciously walk around and think things such as, I need to get rich and whatever. In that thought process, we're trying to get away from something else. What you're seeking externally is what you're able to feel here. And you've come so far on your journey, so I don't even have to teach you or necessarily poke you in the direction here. You can just do it at will. Compassion, gratitude, appreciation, and care, these four equals love. Fist bump. Bam. So what you saw there was me with one of my clients, the one-on-one coaching that I do. And I know that a lot of people struggle with this. A lot of people come from a place of unworthiness or a place of lack. We feel like something is missing and we desperately need to fix ourselves somehow, or we need to attain something in the future to feel good about ourselves. Like we're seeking goals or achievements or relationships or destinations or something that can take away this sensation that something is missing, right? So we're haunted by this sensation of unease, of unsatisfactoriness until we get what we want, and then we feel good for a while, and then we fall back into this old behavior of lack, that something is missing. And I used to operate like this my entire life. I used to identify with being a high achiever, and I always used to chase things in the belief that eternal fulfillment and lasting happiness will come from the external somewhere. Totally subconscious, obviously. I wasn't aware that this was what I was doing. But yet, all of us operate like this. This is the curse that we all bear as humans. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping people with this, to transcend these beliefs, to realize peace and lasting happiness and internal fulfillment within, to be able to wake up every day and feel grateful and excited for life, instead of feeling like something is missing and that I need to fulfill myself somehow. Internal fulfillment cannot come externally. It cannot come from the outside. It would make sense, right, that internal fulfillment needs to come from within. It's a sensation, or it's a thing we need to give ourselves, right? We can't take something external and add to ourselves to fill this void, right? It needs to come from within. So that's why I'm so passionate about the coaching, and it's my number one mission to spread this to as many people as I can, because in this sensation of lack, suffering appears. We constantly walk around and feel like something is missing. So if you're interested in learning how to find or fill this void and find this missing piece, then click the first link in the description, and I'll be honored to help you out here, because I've done this journey myself. I know what goes into this. I know what practices and exercises and habits that we need to incorporate to get rid of this sensation of lack, to actually start waking up every day and feel excited and fulfilled with life. I'm just reading this book at the moment, A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. It's a classic. It's been around for years. I'm not sure when it came out, but it's like a follow-up for his first book, The Power of Now, which is amazing. It explains the ego, the nature of the ego, and it's like a guide to spiritual enlightenment. So if you haven't read these two, The Power of Now and A New Earth, I recommend. It basically teaches you where the ego comes from and the nature of the ego and how we operate and everything that triggers us as people, as humans, and everything that makes us suffer. One thing that I have had to let go of is the need to be someone, become somebody. And this is interesting because every time we feel like we approach something, we feel like we grasp knowledge around a specific area. Whoa, it's windy. There's going to be an identity there. There's going to be, the ego is going to start clinging onto it, and it's going to start saying things such as, I know this now, I feel superior here, I know the answers here, I have figured out all the answers that I need to know. I'm done learning. And this is a very, I don't want to say dangerous way to be, but it's detrimental for our personal development and spiritual growth. Because when we do this, we tend to put ourselves on a pedestal. And that is not good. Because that way we feel superior to others. We increase the separation between ourselves and the universe, and in this way we will continue to suffer. So for me it's been very important to keep letting go and keep surrendering the need to become a somebody, or surrender the need for control. Because when we cling on to these things, if I think to myself, for example, that I'm a coach now, that thought and that identity may very well lead to me feeling like I'm finished learning. And I'm never going to be finished learning. I will be finished on my deathbed, and then I will pick up in next life, is what I feel like. So these two books are awesome for learning how to do this, to surrender and to let go of the need to become something or become a somebody. And when we do this, we're going to just find so much peace. There's something very beautiful in realizing that I am nothing. It might sound a bit weird to say that, right? But in that realization that I am nothing, we will realize that we are everything. We are not this limited character that we have been born or conditioned to believe. I'm not Kimmen. I'm not the idea of Kimmen. I am the awareness embodying Kimmen, or Kimmen is embodying the awareness, or yeah. These practices are full of paradoxes. You're going to find paradoxes everywhere, but you will also realize that the deeper you go into this, you will start feeling internally fulfilled and peaceful for no reason whatsoever. You will be able to find love within your heart all the time, for nothing and everything at the same time. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, and that's why I will never stop with this type of work. I hope it never stops. I hope it never stops, because I have surrendered into this state that it almost becomes automatic for me to keep letting go. So if you're interested to dive deeper, I definitely recommend The Power of Now and A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. And if you want more tips on good books, please write a comment. So one thing that I noticed now with traveling and like not knowing where to go from here sort of thing. I mean, I know for a fact that I'm gonna be here for a week in Ubud, potentially even longer. I haven't decided yet. But the fact that I don't have a gym is, I mean, I'm a big advocate for health, and I eat unhealthy at the moment. You saw I had a burger, right? And it was good, but it's not what is nourishing my body in the best way for me to thrive as best as I can. And even though I don't feel lack in any way, I know for a fact that staying on top of my health and eating healthy and having a good workout routine and all that sort of stuff makes my body feel optimal. And obviously training is just taking care of my body, right? And health is the most important pillar on which we build everything else. Health is like the number one thing we all need to have. It's like the base, it's like the foundation. That's how I see it. So the fact that I can't really go to the gym, and the fact that I can't really eat the food that I want to do. I normally eat animal-based, like meat and dairy, raw dairy, that is, and fruit and honey and maple syrup, and that's pretty much it. That's what I have. And here I eat a lot of carbs. And I definitely notice, well, first of all, my abs are disappearing. I'm fine with that. I'm not that, I don't feel like I actually feel really good about my body at the moment. I still feel strong, but if I'm gonna keep this up for a while, I feel like I need to find myself a gym that I can work out at and just get back into routine. Even though I'm traveling a lot, I would want to have like my health routine as best as I can, because that is, like I said, the foundation on which I have built everything else. My journey, my transformational journey. If you haven't seen that video, watch it up here. I'll link it up here. That's how everything started. It started with me wanting abs and health and getting into fitness and eating healthy and training and all that. Radically transformed my life. So it's the most important thing in my life. I mean, among other things, obviously, but it's the foundation, like I said. I don't want to live a life without a good fitness and health routine. So how long will I stay in Ubud for? I don't know, but I feel like I'm getting pretty keen to find myself a place where I can train, and if I can find myself a place with somewhat healthy food, like no pasta or noodles or pizza or burgers, but actual like steak and good fruit and all that, that's the next goal on this journey, to be able to find that. But I feel like I'm doing pretty good at the moment. Like I said, I've never actually been this happy with my body ever, and I just feel amazing. If this would have been a couple of years ago, I would have felt super bad about having burgers, and I don't think that that's the way of life. We need to be able to enjoy pleasures every once in a while, and that's what I do right now when I'm traveling and slowly settling in Asia and in Bali. I actually went to the gym today and I had a great workout. It's a very old gym, but I mean, it does the trick, right? It does the work. So I was able to get a really good upper body workout in. And that was good, but I'm also keen to explore some beaches here. Nusa Lembongan, Nusa Penida, Gili Islands. I'm actually thinking about that. So yeah, we'll see where the adventure will go next. But I know for a fact that I'll be in Ubud the next video. And if you made it to the end of this one, I appreciate you. Thank you. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.